Welcome to Tiny Track, a track nestled in a small town in the hills of Monaco. A tiny track for the tiny country, trying to bring F1 to Monaco for the very first time. This track aims to replicate that small town feel of Monaco by being slow, quiet, and safe. Tiny Track was designed with one constraint in mind. It had to fit into Monaco, which if you check Google, Monaco is about 250 meters squared or something. This means the entire track will have to fit in Race League's smallest land size, and we'll have to somehow make an F1 track that is both fun to drive and has overtake opportunities. Let's dive into how I designed this track. As we can see, this detailed technical diagram shows my rationale behind this track. Sweeping S corners, Bahrain turn 10, flat out pray to God sweepers, corners wide enough to fit 9 cars side by side, which I went to implement into the track, but I quickly ran out of room, which sent me back to the drawing board where I had to reprofile almost every corner. I was trying to keep the feel, but I just needed it at a much smaller scale. So I went back, I fixed it up, and I was armed with a new blueprint. I went back into the track maker and I started designing the first iteration of Tiny Track. Let's boot it up to see how it drives.
This is a pressure lap. Down to turn 1. He's going to shift up right on the apex. Full throttle, no problem. Thread the car through the small chicane into the heart of Estoril, turn 2. Lower speed, 125 miles an hour. 165 before you reach the exit. Now it's the middle sector, starting now, where he was supremely fast. The back end is sliding around. How does he do that? Already hard on the throttle. That was supremely fast. He's got good traction through the exit of Club Corner. Up to 180 miles an hour as he brings it to the right-hand side. The heavy braking zone, the finish line is ahead of immediately then full throttle. It's absolutely brilliant grip through this stage of the racetrack.
It is awful. There's corners of terrible profiles. The Austria-esque follow-throughs just acted as one corner wide choke points, making overtaking impossible. The Bahrain turn 10 clone is approached with such little speed it just feels like a basic hairpin. And don't even get me started on the S's. This sent me back to the drawing board for the third time, where I crafted something beautiful. Welcome to Tiny Track. So here's the final design I landed on. As you can see, it's just a revised model of the draft track, with some very important changes. Firstly, I implemented elevation. I made the S's uphill, and the Bahrain turn 10 clone downhill and off camber. It's to better recreate that tricky braking zone idea behind the actual corner. This also means that there's now 2 different optimal lines through the corner. You can either take the traditional racing line and lose traction due to the bump and camber, or you can go wide and sacrifice mid-corner speed for a much better traction exit. And before you say the FIA would never allow a bump like this, look at actual Monaco, where there's a huge bump just in the middle of a straight. After this, there's actually a bunch more minor changes I made to the track, but instead of explaining it anymore, why don't I just show you? Let's look at my best quality lap, a blistering 29.667 seconds. So without a doubt, it's fun to drive, but so is the real Monaco. And honestly, the real Monaco is more fun to drive. But this might be made up for if my track provides better racing. So, can you overtake? Have I succeeded in replacing Monaco? Let's find all this out by starting a race. Hey, editing me here real quick. I actually have put the race in a different video just because it didn't really fit the pacing of this video, and yeah, it just felt wrong having it here. So that'll be popping up on screen short. It's just like an unedited video where you can see how it races and stuff like that. Just in a highlight structure. There's no commentary over it or anything. I tried that and I couldn't really get it to work well. Closing force on the track. It's a lot better racing than Monaco, but it's still got its issues where there's like no long straights or anything, and it feels a lot like Zandvoort in that sort of go track kind of feel for F1. Other than that, it is actually a really fun corner to drive. I guess kind of like Zandvoort. There is one main issue in turn 2 where you naturally get cars side by side into that corner, and they really shouldn't be because it's just an pinch point and you're always going to get crashes there. But I suppose that can be, I suppose that's like a driver issue, you know, just like back off or go for it. Like, why are you halfway in, halfway out? Other than that, the track is a bit generic at points. Like, the last sector, whilst very functional, doesn't really have the character of the first 2 turns. Like, first of, like, the S's and the Bahrain clone. So, I guess that could be fixed in the future. I'll be uploading this track on Race League's database if this video gets enough traction, so you guys will be able to race it for free. The only reason I'm not doing it like already is because that was kind of a pain to do last time. Not a lot of people have Race League, obviously, so... Anyway, if you liked the video, make sure to like and subscribe. I'm a pretty small channel, so it'll mean a lot. Thanks for watching. I've made another track making video that should pop up on the... wherever the other video doesn't pop up. It'll pop up there. So, yeah. Thank you.